Good afternoon, Dryden Central School District. It's another edition of Stories with the Superintendent. And on this edition of Stories with the Superintendent, we have a book called The Bear Came Alone. And this book teaches us that even though we might feel like we're on our own, we never really are, and we are in it together. And again, even as we start the school year and it's good to be back in person at school every day, 5 days a week, there are still lots of challenges associated with the last year and a half. And so I think this is the perfect book to read to remind us that even though we might feel alone, we're all in it together and we need to rely on each other. And this is called The Bear Came Alone. And it says, once there was a river that flowed night and day, but it didn't know it was a river. Bear came along, and Bear was just being curious when he realized what the river could do. But he didn't know he was on an adventure until Froggy hopped on. And Froggy was a lonely frog who was looking for a friend, but she didn't know how many she had until the turtles showed up. The turtles tried to warn them about things that could go wrong, but they didn't know how to enjoy the ride. So the turtles are there until the beaver climbed aboard. And Beaver was born to captain, and he knew exactly where to go. But he didn't know about the detours until the raccoons dropped in. And the raccoons were so excited about the twists and turns ahead, but they didn't know they had to be careful until they crashed into Duck. And Duck was so content being right where she was, but she didn't know there was a world to see until, oh, look at that. They're coming to the end of the river to a waterfall. That's going to be adventure for sure. And look at all of their expressions as they get closer and closer to the edge. And there they are in the Great White River going over the edge of the waterfall. And Bear held on to Froggy, and Froggy held on to Turtle, and Turtles held on to Beaver, and Beaver held on to Raccoons, and Raccoons held on to Duck. Oh, what a ride. So many different animals living their separate lives, but they didn't know they were in it together until the river came along. And here they are at the bottom enjoying it after their tumultuous ride. And so that is The Bear Came Along. And I hope until the next Stories with the Superintendent, you take care of yourself, you take care of each other, and always remember your lion pride. We'll see you soon.